It's like a pizza crunch without the batter. It's like the wood juice without the water. You'll never get the makers off her. Fucking chance. Premeditated batter. Premeditated batter.
And we're here again. Back once again with the Renegade Master. Wee bum blaster. I'm back to fighting fit now. Well, I say fighting fit. Fucking shite and shit. Me like my shoulders fucked. I've got a heavy issue with my shoulder. I'm a pure shoulder guy. It's listen, see if you're gonna do steroids, make sure you fucking do your research. That's all I say. Cause see the thing with steroids that people don't know. I know I'm right into it already, aren't I? But I've got a sore shoulder and I'm just going to get right to it. See, steroids, right? Obviously, you take steroids and you gain muscle mass, obviously, along with working out. But what they don't tell you is, see, when your muscles grow, your tendons that connect the muscle to the bone don't grow. So by taking steroids and gaining muscle mass, you're lifting heavier weights, you're more at risk of injury because the muscles are equipped to lift the weights, but the tendons aren't. So tendons are tender. I'm not sure, there probably is a way around this to take steroids and strengthen your tendons. I don't know, so that's why I'm saying do your research. More plates, more dates, that's a good guy. I've been watching him recently and I couldn't watch him. I've been watching him recently. Basically, if anyone doesn't know who he is, he's a American guy. And basically, what he'll do is, see, obviously, you get a lot of UFC fighters. People say, oh, I'm fucking steroids. Well, he basically, this cunt is clued up to the fucking max. I don't know if he's a scientist or a doctor or some shit like that, but basically, he'll go through and do a full video and basically saying what cycle he thinks they're on and what he thinks they're taking. And the guy is fucking clued up, and he does little reviews and that. That's not the only thing he does. He does like fucking like for Toxic, like the reaction videos to like mad bodybuilders doing like 4,000 milligram caffeine fucking challenges and all that shit. He's quite funny. I was gonna say he's sound. I feel see that right. It's weird. Some of you will probably get this with me. You watch somebody and you listen to them talking, and they're talking to you. I'm talking to yous. That is the illusion. But we're talking, I'm talking to you and all that shit, and you're listening. But you kind of develop you feel as if you develop a relationship with that person, don't you? Like, I'm talking about more plates, more dates, guy. I'm like, he's a sound cunt. I feel as if I've sat and had a fucking good few bladders with him. Sometimes I'm eating my dinner and they'll say something like, fucking right, no danger. As if it's some cunt sharing my fucking Thundercat pizza with. But it's a mad thing. If you were to walk by, if you were to walk by the cunt in the street, and you'd be like, what a fucking dick, what an ignorant bastard. But, mate, I don't even know you. What? He doesn't know me. Obviously, if anybody watches my podcast or any of my shit, and you see me in the street, say alright. I'm very approachable. Because the thing is, I've got bad eyesight, right? So, see when I'm walking down the street, and I see somebody looking at me, I don't know if I A, know them, B, if they watch my stuff, or C, they're just looking at me. So I try and it'll take me, see before, it takes me a while, see it takes for somebody to get within like arm's reach of me before I can make out their face. But it's not until that point, so see if somebody sees me for like, I don't know, a couple of metres away. See if I'm looking at that person dead in the eyes until they get arm's reach of me. Then that's classified as growling. Growling. Fucking couldn't say that, yeah? Growling. I was doing a sketch earlier, man. And what was the word I was trying to use? Popular. I was doing a newsreader sketch, and it was like a sketch about SWG3, and it was saying the popular music venue, but see, I'm a perfectionist. obviously, watching my content, watching my podcast, it's pretty obvious that I'm a perfectionist because it's perfect. And and I'm one of the ones. I was pure anal, and I just had to get it right. I was improving it. Know what I mean? See, sometimes I used to like just write shit out word for word. But this is a wee fucking hint for you. If you're ever want to do sketch writing, it's good to script it, but you can sometimes fall into the trap of imprisoning yourself in the script. And what I mean by that is, if you write something out word for word, and you task yourself with having to recite that word for word, then you're already putting pressure on you. There's all the pressure on you as it is, having to just to put yourself out there. You're adding pressure doing that. And see, if you mess up one word and it's on the mind, and you're like, oh fuck, I need to do all that again, and it gets stressful, and it becomes no enjoyable, and it isn't. So what I've learned today, like working with various people, it's a lot of improv. See what you're best in. See if you're ever doing a script writing. I'm not saying this as if I'm a fucking great script writer. There's probably people watching this that maybe fucking been doing script writing, I don't know, for a lot longer than I've done it. But for anybody that's starting out, see if you're ever getting a wee idea about how to write a wee script. Don't shackle yourself with the chains of a script. Just make a skeleton script, like a kind of basis. Gary Fraser, he told me the key to, I hope I'm not spilling any secrets, I hope this is common knowledge. The key to directing, filmmaking, right, I might be butchering these words, but I'm getting the message across. The key to directing, filmmaking is not what you're saying in the scene, it's what you're trying to say in the scene. What you're wanting the scene to say, that was it. It's not what you're saying in the scene, it's what you're wanting the scene to say. So that's exactly it, and it's improv. And see, when you improv, you get some magic out of it, because you feel, you're selling dates, any creatives out there, the more you think about something, it's like a wet rag, it's like a big wet cloth. The more you squeeze every drop of it, it's got to get to a point there's nothing left to squeeze. But if you just take that wee chance, improv, freestyling, anything like that, just off the cuff, don't let your brain think about it too much, come away with some gold, man. But it's been a decent week, as I say. What did I do yesterday? I went to Ballock on the bike. That was a wee change. I've not been on the bike this year, I don't think, like long distance. I went and get one of the people make Glasgow bikes. You ever use them? The wee oval things, there's a cut of them kicking about. Most of them are fucked, but if you get a good one, you're buzzing. Fucking brilliant, honest to God, man. I couldn't recommend them more. It's like £1 for an hour or something like that. You don't get charged any more than a tenner a day. So if you have one for like fucking 20 hours, you only get charged a tenner. But I think if it goes there 24 hours, the price goes up. But I was talking to my pal, and he was saying he's got a ball. It was about 10:30 in the morning. I was still in my bed. I was like, fuck it, I'll come with you. So I've jumped in, took a wee microdose, wee bit of fucking magic mushroom, a wee 0.3, and I cycled. Forgot how fucking brutal the Clyde Tunnel is to cycle through. Any cyclist will know. It is fucking torture. The thing is about the Clyde Tunnel, see if you've got a Ballock, Loch Lomond, if you're going in a cycle path like at Scotstoun, and obviously you're coming for Govan White, you need to go through the Clyde Tunnel. You need to go through the Clyde Tunnel at the very start of your journey, so it's not as bad, you're full of energy. But see, after that fucking, however long you're out for so many hours, the Clyde Tunnel is the last hurdle, and it's fucking brutal when you're doing it in the way back. It genuinely puts hairs in your chest. But it was brilliant. So we cycled away to Ballock. It was not the nicest of days, but it wasn't raining, so that's a bonus. But it was brilliant, man. Cycled away up, fucking just seeing the scenery and that, man. It's amazing. It's something to do with nature, man. See, it's only like in the past couple of 100 years like humanity's actually got truly like civilised, like in terms of like fucking, you've got your tenements, you've got your flats, you've got your skyscrapers, it's like an urban fucking jungle. But back in like a couple of 100 years ago, it wasn't like that. It was like, you had a lot of nature around you. Like woods, you know, a lot of that shit's falling away. And it's like, see when you go, I don't know about anyone else personally, I know me personally, when I go into nature, see if I go to big fields and that, it's just all sorts of grass, or you go into like a forest of trees, it's just something, man, it's like, it's soothing for the soul. It's something to do, something that's ingrained in your DNA, because it's like, long's humanity been about for? Millions of years. I know that's not an exact figure, because I know the fucking fact checkers are going to come out. The cunts that says, oh, fucking Lidl's German. Lidl's German. I know it's German. I know no, because you use correct and cunts. But aye, Lidl's German and nature's good for you. But aye, it was a good ride, man. Some ride. But the way back was fucking gruesome, man. It was some graft. But the way I end up hearing, I'm not going to go into who, but a member of my family, young member at school and that, I heard he was having suicidal thoughts. I get told this in the way back. This is why I've joined these stories together. And I asked to speak to him, so obviously I got in touch, man. The time I spoke to him, it sounded a bit more chirping that. But it just got me thinking, it's a fucking strange thing for like Waynes to be dealing with. They kind of thoughts. Because right now, it's common as fuck. It's like Waynes are fucking, I'm not where to go. I know this is a kind of light-hearted podcast kind of thing, but I like to touch on this subject because it's relevant. It's relevant and it's happening. It's like the Waynes, they're exposed to so much right now. Like I look back to when I was in school, and there was social media was in its infancy. You had Bebo like before, like, near the end when I was kind of leaving school, but it wasn't as interactive as like your Facebook and all that shit. Now you either had a Bebo and it was like, oh, you just had a Bebo. It wasn't like Facebook, like Bebo was life. People lived their lives in Bebo and all that shit. That wasn't a fucking thing. You didn't have smartphones either. I remember one boy had an iPhone and he couldn't do fuck all with it because he only had an iPhone. It was just another phone. But and I remember when I was in school, I heard this lassie killed herself. I can't mind if she was at the school or her boyfriend was at the school, but she was like, she knew some people that I knew kind of thing, but it wasn't like a, when it happened, it was weird. It was just like pure, it was such an alien event to me personally, and to a lot of people it was like something you'd never really heard of happening. Obviously I'm not saying it never happened, but the comparison of the rates is like night and day. Like back then it was like, it was seen like, what the fuck? It was like a pure mad thing, especially somebody of that age. I remember thinking like, how the fuck, what would cause you to like get into a situation like that? Obviously I was young, I was at school, so obviously I didn't understand, but it wasn't that common for me to learn about it. And I think that was the only event I could correct, if people could correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm thinking back a good 10 odd year. But no, man, you're fucking, it's so prevalent, it's everywhere. It's like, oh, you're here, man, and it's like, and the teachers, man, the teachers are fucking gormless bastards. This school in particular I'm talking about with my family members concerned, they just make things worse. They don't live in the real world. They're fucking brainless bastards. No, I mean, you would think by this point, everybody seems to be aware of the issue with child's mental health, how bad it is these days, except the people that are there, that are getting paid to make it better. Look, these cunts, they get paid a good job, and a good job get paid a lot of money. Fucking do your job. How fucking hard is it? If I went onto a scaffolding, a building site, and didn't build a scaffolding, I'd get binned. So what happens if one of your people kills himself, know what I mean, and you know about it? Because they do know. They get told, and what do they do? Fuck all. Absolute fucking arsewipes, man. Know what I mean? And then they wonder how cunts end up rolling about outside of schools and all that. It's like, there's so much, like for a lot of people, school days are the best of your life. I fucking hated school. I fucking hated it. I'm no in that boat of, I wish I could get back. I don't wish I could get back. I'm glad where I'm other now. Thank fuck I'm here where I'm other now. I'm independent. I can do what I want. I had pure anxiety in school. School it can either be the making or the breaking of you. I was in the latter, unfortunately. I was full of anxiety and all that shit, and I was always one. I was myself pretty much in terms of cunts always used to try and give shite. And they cunt was there to fucking back me up. And I'm not saying all people had to go and do that, but people would kind of be embarrassed in that. But I was only young. I was a fucking timid boy at the time. I was younger. So you know what I mean? It was brutal. I fucking hated it. And I'm glad I hated it, because I'm not going to be sitting like one of these dicks that are pure looking back, I wish I was still at school. You wish you were still at school? Why don't you just fucking make your life better? You're fucking moaning about some fucking shite you went to for a cut a year. Fuck's sake. Half of you probably wish you were back at school so you can shag the fucking school range, you fucking wrong range. Nah, kidding on. But, aye man, fucking... Jane up. Mental health, it's like... How many people need to kill themselves before somebody goes, right, we're going to tackle this? How many more? Is there a certain number? Because we're all painfully aware it's happening. It's happening near enough every fucking week. Like, you watching this now, how many people do you know it's killed themselves recently? And compared to it in the past, 5-10 years? It's insane. It's staggering. And it's no stopping. Nothing's stopping it. If anything, it's getting worse. And it will continue to get worse. So how does it take for a politician to do it? Politicians will never kill themselves because they're never out of comfort. Imagine if you were working a job, you get paid 70 odd grand a year, you get your rent paid for you, you get expenses for fucking your food, whatever else you want. Why would you want to kill yourself? No, you're only going to kill yourself if you're struggling. If you're struggling with what? You can't afford your rent, you can't get, you've lost your job, you've got wage, you're struggling to feed your wage, you're struggling to make Christmas, you're struggling to make ends meet, you're struggling. And see the people that struggle, it's all us poor cunts. And what I know the thing about all us poor cunts, we're all the workers. We're all the cunts that keep the country going. See the thing is, if politicians fucking took a week off, I'm sure the country would still run itself pretty well. But see if all the workers in the world, in the country, binned it, then the country would fall to fuck. Yet how is the politicians in a much more better position than we are? Because why don't they make politicians take away the expenses, make them pay their own rent, and then they'll know how it feels to burst your arse all week, but to be left with a fucking pittance to budget. Do you think a politician budgets? Clearly no. Have you seen the shite they spend money on? Fuck's sake, if track and trace is anything to go by, then no. Fucking Bobby bandits, man. It's a mad thing. See, when you get older, you feel yourself getting crabbit, man. I truly understand the saying, ignorance is bliss. I never knew what that meant. Sorry, I had pressing matters. But ignorance is bliss. I was ignorant of that saying. But it truly is, mate. Honest to God. But it's a lot more needs to be done for people. And I feel that's why I want to talk about it in my podcast. I know I'm aware that a lot of young people are tuning into my shit. I've got people fucking of all ages watch my stuff. And it's brilliant. I'm glad I appeal to a wide audience. And that's the thing, my podcast is starting to grow and it's only going to get bigger. So it's like, if there's more people like myself doing what I'm doing now, speaking out and saying, listen, talk to cunts, man. No matter what age you're, there's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed. Every cunt said, I've fucking tried to commit it a couple of times myself. You know what I mean? I'm no fucking... Maybe fucking half-arsed it, but see when I say I used to go out all weekend, fucking hammering the gear Friday to Monday, I'd gobble at fucking 50 Valley marijuana. No, because I wanted to get the head down, because I didn't want to fucking wake up. So and every time I woke up, and it was weird, I look at people and I hear of people dying taking Valium, they took like a couple or something, they've dropped dead, and I'm thinking, how the fuck did I survive fucking 50 odds or whatever? And then that's what makes me think, maybe I have to serve a greater purpose. No saying I serve a greater purpose and anybody's died of fucking taking a small amount and that kind of shit, but maybe there's somebody looking at areas. I don't know what you believe that kind of shit, but I kind of believe we're not just here to fucking eat, sleep, fucking shite, repeat until we die. We've got a bit much bigger purpose than that. And some people never find their purpose in life. And that's a fucking shame. But some people like working 9 to 5, go so many holidays a year, and fair play to them. If that's what you like, then all the power to you. You're a stronger person than me, because I couldn't hack a 9 to 5 because I just couldn't hack it. But I used to think that was my kind of downfall. That was something, I'm lazy, this and that. Like, I was doing the scaffolding, I was a shite scaffolder. I was a labourer, I didn't even make it to being a scaffolder. The more time I was there, I was just no picking it up, and I'd try, and I'd be like, no, I want to do it. And on like most labouring jobs, I was a clumsy bastard. I know when you're working with these mad ragged old bastards, or even some fucking younger cunts that are just getting fucked at their wages, shagged up the arse, grafting their arse off and getting bumped, then rather than growing a pair of balls and saying to the cunt it's paying their wages, they want to moan at cunts that are working next to them, that are in the same boat as them. So I'd always have cunts moaning. No, always. I'm not exaggerating, but a lot of the time, just because I just couldn't take to the job. And I felt that my confidence took a hit for that until I realised that I'm an absolute genius in other areas. And we're all fucking geniuses in some area or not. Some people are geniuses with scaffolding. Some people are geniuses with playing the guitar. You just need to find where you're a genius at. It was Einstein that said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will forever think it's stupid. And it's true. When I was in school, I didn't have a fucking clue what I had to do after school. I was like, right, a lot of people are like, a plumber's a good job. And I'm like, right, a plumber, somebody say that's a good job. So I had no idea how to go about becoming a plumber. So I just remember one night sitting with the Yellow Pages and just phoning random cunts. Random companies in the Yellow Pages, but it was actually, I was phoning cunts that were obviously self-employed, so it was cunts picking up the phone mad, waiting like a fucking night. So then obviously I get the jail, so that didn't work. I get an apprenticeship in crime. But it's like, it's fucking, you need to find your calling, man. Everybody's got a calling, and you might be sitting there like, well, I don't know what mine is. And that's how you find it, mate. You just try something. See, look at something that you find interesting and try it. Give it a good go. If you start something and you're already half good at it, then fucking put your utmost into it, man. Become a master. That's it. No, build self-confidence. Discipline yourself. And see when you find something like that, see, it wasn't until 2 years ago. See, if you asked me, right, what is it doing? Right, 2 years ago, before I really picked up the guitar again, get back into what I was doing, maybe even fucking, like, see, let's say 2 years ago, if you asked me what my plans for the future, what's my goals, what's this and that, I would have fucking looked at you with a blank expression. I didn't have anything. I was trying to put it in a scaffold, but it wasn't happening, and I was between things, and I was giving the comedy a bash and that, but I was coming and going, mate, and I was like, it just didn't feel right. I liked doing comedy stuff and that, and I liked writing the jokes and shit like that, and it's like, but it just wasn't my thing. The stand-up, that is, like, I love writing sketches and that, and doing like a lot of other comedy stuff, but just the stand-up, maybe the odd time, I do a bit of stand-up, but it's still my fucking full-time thing I want to do. But I was obviously into my music like a good few years ago, obviously playing the guitar and that, but I just fell away from it, hammering the gear and all that shit, and that's the thing as well. See, the Charlie will destroy your dreams. Are any drug too much shit? Like green, for example. I know a lot of people smoke a power of green. Green's good. in its moderation. But it can, that's another thing, it can make you think pure, just not want to put yourself out there. It'll give you that fear. And that's the thing with green, it's like any thoughts you've got will be amplified. So if you've maybe got a lot of fear of public speaking or like just putting yourself in the public eye, you can bet your fucking arse that's going to be magnified like times 10 on the green. Gear just fucking dissipates it. In my experience, I don't know, some people can shag on gear. I can't even wank on gear, but I still manage to do it. That's that. The man who says I can, the man who says I can't are both usually right. The man who says I wank, the man who's a wanker are both the same cunt. But what was I saying now? So just find your calling, man. And that's the beauty of it, know what I mean? It's like, I look at, let's say, you're always going to be thinking, what if? And a good way to drown out what if is drinking drugs. But what are you going to use to drown out the drinking drugs when the drinking drugs start turning against you, stop working for you? Exactly. You can't take something to fucking forget to drink drugs, can you? You need to just stop drinking drugs. You need to find something. See if you're like a boozer, you go out every weekend, get mad at it. That was me fucking for like 7, 8 years. Say 7 years, the 27 club. Most cunts die. I've died and born again, man. Mate, I might have been 27 when I took DMT. That's a pure story. I'm going to edit that out because I don't want to give that away. But I was about good 7, 8 years smashing it and that. And see, I always tried to, when I was younger, I didn't get out the house much. My mum was a bit fucking overprotective, so I didn't really get out till I was a bit older, like fucking 12, 13, get out and about and like hanging about the streets and that. So I didn't really spend, obviously I was at school and that, and I used to go to cunts' houses and that, but that was it. It was very limited the time I spent outside the house. So I had limited like interaction with people, so I always had this built up anxiety. I didn't know how to talk to people. So I remember I always used to watch films all the time, and I would see like I hear a cool quote at a film, so I'd hear that and I'd be like, I'm going to use that. Cunts will think I'm hilarious. But I would twist the quote to make it sound as if I thought it. Let's see like shit at a fucking like football factory and all that shit. Just mad quotes. But except I didn't realise like when something's on the telly and a character says something, it's funny because it's dramatising this and that. But when you do it out in the street and you try and carry the same conviction, it's a recipe for getting a good fucking punch in the face. And I did get punched in the face quite a lot. And that was the thing. I was just trying to be something I wasn't. I was just trying to please people. And I remember at one point in my life, actually like that, I didn't know who I was as a person. Because I'd look at people and I'd try to act like them. I try to act like other people. If I seen somebody do something and I kind of liked it, I would try to act like that person. So I was constantly changing how I was acting just because I wasn't comfortable with myself. I think it was down to I didn't think I would be interested enough being myself. But at one point, I remember actually sitting thinking, I didn't know who I was as a person. Like, see, if I was sitting, I was like, I don't even know who I am as a real person. I'd been doing it that long. I'd been doing it all my life. So I've been pretty much acting all my life. And a lot of us have been. But look at when you're in school or like people hanging about streets and all that shit. You've acted at some point. Like, say the first time you took a bucket or something. I'm not taking a bucket. Like, 9 times out of 10, you're not taking that bucket because you want to take a bucket. You're taking it because you don't want to look like a shite bag. Or the same with anything, you don't want to look like a shite bag, you're putting on a front. Of most people who get into a first fight, 90% of people, a vast majority, maybe even more, people when they fight, they're shit scared. That's suppose where the fight or flight comes in. But it's putting on that mask. So we're all actors. Except the only difference is some cunts get paid for it and some don't. I, on the other hand, I'm trying to get paid for it. So if any cunts want to pay me money to act, get your fucking shine box out. Woo! But aye, as I was saying, I know I feel like a broken record saying this shit, but what I'm trying to get across, right, is I was one of the most negative, fucking tried to be something I wasn't. All the things I'm other now, I was the opposite. I've became this person I'm other now, and I didn't become like this. I'm not making it as if I'm some fucking messiah or some shit like that, or some mad cult leader that wants to fucking shag your missus. Don't need to be a cult leader to do that. Kidding on. No, but fucking, what I'm trying to say is, I've been on the other side of it. So I'm not just some mad fucking cunt that's just trying to say, no, listen, this is how you date, you should date like this and that. I'm saying, look, I've been on the side with anxiety, with fucking at one point no wanting any cunt to look at me in a room, try to make the least amount of noise, just try to be something I wasn't, try to fucking get people to like me, pure acting to a point where I'm trying to get every cunt to like my podcast and Facebook page and acting. Fuck, all's changed. But you see my point. At this point, it's positive. I've turned the negative. Right enough, I've actually just thought about that. I've really, the only thing I've changed is the outcome, I suppose. It's like before it was for negative reasons, or it was more insecurities kind of thing. Whereas now I'm trying to use it to bolster myself and boost my platform so I can create opportunities to do the things I love. But the thing is, I was on a site at the start of the year. And I'm not trying to say, oh, fucking look at me now, but I'm well on my way to getting what I want, and that's all just making the right choices. Like, you've got the power to change your life right now, in a day. There is not a point in your life you're unable to change your destiny. You're the master of your own destiny. It's insane how much power over your own life you actually have. And I know there's a lot of people in very different, dire situations compared to myself. But I'm sure there's always a light for everybody. You just need to find it. And it's always there, man. And as I say, man, it's like, if I go back to myself, it's like, at one point, I just didn't fucking have a clue who I was as a person, what I wanted for life. I couldn't see any future. I was just, and I suppose that's where the drink and the drugs helped massively. And I used the word helped loosely, because that's the thing is, and that's why I think, especially in Scotland, we've got such a fascination with getting fucking out or nut and full of drink, drugs, whatever else. Look, cocaine, that is a fucking, the pandemic. There was a cocaine pandemic for any of this fucking COVID shit. No, I mean, it's like, I could get a bit of gear to my house before I could get food. Easily, I could get some kind of come drop it off, and they could walk into my house with it and I wouldn't even need to leave the house. If I want to go and get a delivery of messages for Asda, I need to book a slot. And I'll be lucky if I get a slot within the next 3 days. Never mind the next 30 minutes. So Asda deliveries should defos employ more drug dealers. That's what I'm trying to say. But it is, it's like in this country as well, it's like, and we're all bred to be fucking workers. As I've said this again, and it's true, and I'm never going to stop saying it, because it's never going to stop being true. I hope it does change. But you're never fucking brought up to believe in any man yourself. And obviously, see, if you look at the older generation, like my dad's generation, my dad's a worker, he worked all his life. And of that generation, like the 60s and all that, they had to work. If you didn't work, your family were going to starve. So I can understand why that generation have got a strong work ethos, and fair play to them. But like my generation and the ones that came after me, a lot of us are in a very, very comfortable position. A lot of us are like in a position where we can go at, right, this is what I want for life, and this is what I need to do to get it. We're able to think like that. We're no, like, it's much easier to survive these days. Look, right now, the poorest man of this time has got a lot more stuff than the richest man did 100 years ago. Look, about 100 years ago, he didn't even fucking antibiotics. Imagine that. You get an infected thumb and you end up dying. Know what I mean? That'll teach you for sticking up your arse. Yeah, fucking weirdo. But that's the point, know what I mean? Look, we've got iPhones. I've got a computer. I've got a phone. I can text. I can access the internet. But the internet, know what I mean? Come on to fuck. Like, genuinely, I could live in a suit. See, if you were a hermit 20 odd years ago, you were living in squalor. I could live like a king without leaving my house. I can order food. I can get fucking drugs. I can get drink. I can top up my gas in Lecky. Off of this. It's mad. Let's size it. I can fit it in my hand. It's a mad time we live in. But we live in an amazing time. As much as with social media, people do shite on it, and it's got a lot of fucking negative points. It's created a fucking strange generation, man. And we're moving into even stranger times with metaverse and that. But social media, it has got a lot of positives. For the likes of this, like what I'm doing in my podcast and that, and in my videos. See if I write a song, right, 10, 20 years ago. See if I wanted to get that out to like 10,000, 20,000 people. I would need to get a fucking amp, whatever else I needed, into a motor, and then I'd need to drive up and down the country, sleeping in my motor, or fucking getting a hotel if I had money for a hotel, playing gig after gig, grafting. See if I want to get out to like 10,000 people nowadays, I record it and put it in that, and I can do it in a day, a week. But I could record a tune, put it in that and forget about it. Put it in social media and forget I put it up. Go to the shop and come back. What the fuck? So, that is what you make it. So make it your own, man. Let it empower you. But aye, that is my thoughts for the day. And I'll leave you to it, trips. Short and sweet. Go and shag your missus for us, eh? Woo!